Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. My sound is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, madam. Janet madam, Vandana madam, Kalpa ji, Darshita, or many members or of the Chai Pe Charcha. This is the third session of this year 2023, right? So already we have 2 successfully completed. Now today we have our prominent speaker, Vandana madam, founder member of SGF, the group of fellowship and acquaintance, and the special guest speaker, CA Janet Agarwal madam, and the most eminent speaker will be joining with us, Mr. Jayvasavada, Gujarati author, writer of Gujarat Samachar and many other books is written. So basically, I give the today's what is about the SGF. This is SGF is the.
Sorry to interrupt, Saraswati Vandana.
Okay, you start this.
या कुंदेन्द्रुतु सारहार धवला या सुप्रभा स्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मा च्युतशङ्करं प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वंदिता सामातृ सरस्वती भगवती नियसेस जाड्यापा.
Very nice reciting by Vandana madam. આજના ટોપિકમાં elevate yourself and how to be free from the today every hectic lives. I think this is our main theme of the topic. So tomorrow we have it is Valentine Day. So today, before that, we have kept this session. आज के दिन के लिए जय वसावड़ा जो our guest speaker है special will be joining, और उसका जो तरीका और सुनने का जो बात अपने को मिलेगा, that is एक अलग ही स्टेज रहेगा अपने लिए. So now before that I start give some brief about the SGF.
Valentine, what is a Valentine? तो प्रेम है, तो हम दोनों देखो दमन सर और मैं दोनों सिंगर हैं, तो थोड़े से स्टार्टिंग में एक तो मैंने बोला हिंदी फिल्म के प्यार के जो नगमे हैं शायद हम उनसे शुरुआत करेंगे तो लोगों के मन में एक प्यार का माहौल बनाना चाहिए. तो सबसे पहले मेरे दिमाग में वो सॉन्ग आया था, तेरा मेरा प्यार अमर फिर क्यों मुझको लगता है डर, मेरी जीवन साथी बता क्यों दिल धड़के रह रहे हैं. दमन सर તમને કયું ગાન યાદ આવે છે?
अरे प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है, प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल, कहता है दिल रास्ता मुश्किल मालूम नहीं है कहाँ मंजिल, प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है, प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल.
So that reminds me कि ये जो पूरा लाइफ है ना उसके अंदर प्यार को हम कैसे जोड़ सकते हैं. तो एक मूवी आई थी सौतन, उसमें एक अच्छा सा गाना आया था, जिंदगी प्यार का गीत है इसे हर दिल को गाना पड़ेगा, जिंदगी हम का सागर भी है हंस के उस पार जाना पड़ेगा. So now over to you, Daman sir.
और आज जो माहौल बना है और हम एक दूसरे के साथ अलग अलग फील्ड में से जुड़ते गए हैं, तो हमारे माइंड में एक गीत और आ रहा है, मिले जो कड़ी कड़ी एक जंजीर बने, प्यार के रंग भरो जिंदा तस्वीर बने. तो वहां से हम अभी आगे बढ़ते हैं अपना नॉर्मल रूटीन में आ जाते हैं।
हाँ, तो ऐसी ही कड़ी जो एसजीएफ की बनी है उसके बारे में कुछ बताओ।
SGF was founded in 2018, or our Vandana madam is one of the main founder member. She has started the basic funda, how to be gather every fellows, it means CA fraternities, जो एक ही लाइन में है, एक दूसरे को साथ में कैसे मिले जुले, अपना थॉट्स नॉलेज शेयरिंग, ये वन मोटिव था। और धीरे धीरे फिजिकल मीटिंग्स था और एक्सलेंटली इट वाज गोइंग ऑन। देन द ब्रेक वाज गिवन बाय द COVID-19 एंड 2 साल हमारा थोड़ा स्लेक हो गया, लेकिन इट वाज, ये जो अभी फ्रंट में हम लोग बैठे हैं जूम, दिस वाज द मीडिया और हमारा मोटिव था जो हम लोग ने शेयर किया सबके साथ में। और आज जुड़ते हुए 2 साल बराबर हमने निकाला, 21, 22 एंड नाउ 23। और मुझे लगता है कि मैडम दिस इज द एक्चुअली प्लेटफॉर्म दैट वी कैन इजीली गेट इट इन टच विथ ईच अदर। फिजिकली मिलने में कभी बोलेगा मैं 5 मिनट लेट हूँ, आधा घंटे के बाद आऊंगा, कभी आऊंगा, लेकिन it was now possible that 5 o'clock means you were there in the 5 o'clock. So this was our motive and it is going to be success हो गया है अपना, और हम लोग और भी आगे सक्सेस हो जाएंगे। नेहल मैडम, वेलकम।
Yes, so sorry, there was some technical issue. I was not able to connect.
मॉडरेटर है नेहल मैडम, मैं नाम लेना भूल गया था, लेकिन now she is entered, so she will be our moderator to take the question answers.
Yes.
और अभी ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेते, 10 मिनट ऑलरेडी वी हैव फिनिश्ड। सो आई आस्क अवर मैडम अल्पा कुवाडिया टू गिव सम ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन अबाउट अवर मैडम Janet madam and the Vandana madam and moderator Nehal sir.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah.
It's such a pleasure to introduce two beautiful, wonderful ladies today who are going to take us through a very interesting journey, a type of session that I've not attended since a long time, always attending technical sessions. To begin with, I would like to go to Janet. Janet is a qualified chartered accountant, company secretary, along with Masters in Commerce, currently working as a CFO of a fintech company. She is having 18 years of experience working closely with general managers, board of directors, CEOs, COOs, and stakeholders in areas of corporate finance, internal control and processes, legal operations, international tax, mergers and acquisitions, and human resources. Oh my God, I need to breathe. She has majorly worked in hospitality, music industry, and fintech industry. Her major appreciations and awards include Women Icon of India, 51 influential women in Maharashtra, Best Story as a Financial Professional, featuring her story on a book called Swing, for her determination and grit to become a CA. Felicitation for outstanding contribution at the Taj, where she worked and became a young CFO before she was 30. In terms of charity, she has been doing a lot. Hats off to you, Janet. Funding few kids for education, raising money through marathons for deaf and blind children, organizing Joy of Giving for slums. She's continuously working on women dealing with postpartum depression and miscarriages in India and abroad, and guides them how to come out of depression through self-help. She's a mentor at catalyst.org, handholding students who are pursuing professional degrees. She's a motivational speaker to chartered accountant students, helping with career development. Member of leanin.org PMC Pune. She's also winner of the title. Everybody hear this. She's also winner of the title Mrs. India 2020 and Mrs. Maharashtra 2019, through which she voiced her several social causes, rightly termed as beauty with a cause. Her other accolades, yes, there is more. She has been on several newspapers, magazines for opinions on various forums. She loves dance, art, poetry, but her favorite pastime is swimming or dance, be it Latin, Bollywood, regional, Lazim, Lavani, Rajasthani, Garba, etc., etc., etc. And it goes on as she feels dance is her freedom of expression. But last but not the least, her bliss is in traveling. She has been to 32 countries, sailing in luxury cruises, and witnessed the aerial views, seen wonders of the world and various continents through length and breadth of the country, as well as converting her fears into passion like diving, all water sports, paragliding, scuba diving, etc. My God, I am so flabbergasted. Big round of applause for Janet.
Thank you, Alpa. Thank you, Alpa, for this introduction.
You're most welcome. Now I'm coming to our own Vandana. Not any degree less than what I just spoke about Janet. She is the most inspirational person that I know. A very dedicated chartered accountant working in the field of tally, accounts, income tax, GST, audit, and management consultancy. A completely self-made person, Vandana qualified her exams in 1998. She has also done her LLB from Casey College and continuously has been upgrading herself with courses like Information Systems Audit, Independent Director course managed by the MCA, and the very recently done Forensic Audit and Fraud Detection Certificate course. She's popularly known as the Tally Evangelist, where she helps clients and their team to become functional expert. For the benefit of members at large, she also has her own YouTube channel named Tally Simplified by Vandana Dodhia. Her accolades include holding several positions in the various institutes like All India Federation of Tax Practitioners, the Digital Accounting and Assurance Committee of WRC of ICR. She's also coordinated publication of the book Virtual CFO Services. She has been working with the Women Empowerment Committee of the WRC for 4 years. She is also the committee member of the Coaching Class Committee of Goods and Service Tax Practitioners Association of Maharashtra. She's advisory group member of Borivali CPE Study Circle with having more than 1,700 members. She's also started women wing at the Borivali Study Circle and also the chief mentor of our own very SGF. Besides this, she's a life member of various professional associations like AIFTF, GSTAPAM, PCS, CTC, MCTC, JF. Oh God, I again need to breathe so much. Vandana has addressed more than 250 meetings and workshops on various platforms like study circles, various branches of WRC, etc., etc. Her other accolades being that her life journey being published by a book called Swing, her life journey published by eJob Ocean, her life journey published by thefinancestory.com, along with her interview on networking, starting fresh practice, women coming in practice, etc. Her interview featured in online magazine InsideSuccess.in under Women Entrepreneurs 2020. Other than this, her social work includes her being a very big social contributor and motivational speaker at various forums. She was a vice president of the Rotary Club of Borivali for 21-22. She has been instrumental in developing confidence in women chartered accountants who want to restart their career after a break. She has been very instrumental in developing my confidence on speaking on this platform and various other platforms without giving any training directly, just giving me a slight push from behind. All the confidence that you see me talking right over here is only because of Vandana. Her passion, last but not the least, her love for music is known to all. We heard her today. She loves beautifully. She sings beautifully. She has founded International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians and is currently treasurer at the same. We must all visit her YouTube channel. Yes, another one. VD Passionate Singer to listen to her melodious songs. In April 22, she also won a prize in the category of the highest likes on Facebook in semi-final virtual singing competition organized by Rotary Club of Powai. I am so tired introducing you great ladies today. I'm so looking forward to a fabulous session. Over to you, Daman Bhai.
Yeah, thank you, Alpa. It's a very long and knowledgeable and aspirable to all
Very,
us.
very
Right?
deserving, very deserving, very deserving. A round of applause for both the beautiful ladies.
And now I request Darshita MARU to introduce our moderator NEHAL SHAH. Over to Darshita. Please unmute.
Thank you, Daman Bhai. So thank you all for joining this lovely session. I take this opportunity to introduce CA Nehal Shah. So I'll start with a brief introduction. She is a chartered accountant in her practice since 2017, and she has a working experience in the field of direct and indirect taxes. She provides a virtual CFO services, audit, scrutiny, and appeals. She is a BCom graduate from the Nursi Monji College. She has been a part of a research team for the Reliance ADA group for the budget recommendations to the finance minister. That's a wonderful, I can see this is one of the most, important and, attractive area where she is working. And then she also does a advisory and the compliances for the foreign nationals to set up a business in India. She's an active member of SGAF. She's a legal advisor and volunteer in a non-profitable organization, Srimad Raj Chandra Atma Tattva Research Center, which serves thousands of people in the field of medicine, education, women empowerment, and feeding the needy. She has acted as a core committee member, and she's an account representative for a database software development. She has a passion in writing, love to share the spiritual learning through her poems. With this brief introduction about Nehal Shah, thank you, Nehal Shah, for being with us today. I hand over the session to all the dignitaries. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it is my time to introduce our panelist, Mr. Jayvasavada, because he is our main guest speaker. So briefly, I will give you about him. Actually, he don't deserve any introduction. He is himself a very famous all over YouTube.
Daman sir, sorry to interrupt. He doesn't require any introduction. He deserves round of applause before he comes.
He deserves much more introduction.
He is the man who is known by lakhs of people. I just checked. He has 3 lakhs plus followers.
Yes, exactly. True. He's a writer, author, orator, columnist in Gujarat Samachar. Every weekend, Sunday and Thursday is writing the spectrometer and Anavrut. I'm a regular reader of that Gujarat Samachar. So he is basically from Gujarat, Bhavnagar and Gondal is brought up. So he राजकोट में about मतलब समझो ना वो एरिया में उनका.
See, he is entering into golden jubilee year. This year is his golden jubilee. 50 years he will be. His 50th year is going on, sir. 50th year. So we have to, once he comes, ना बोलने का आपका golden jubilee चालू होगा.
Exactly. And वो critics in cinemas, author मतलब books लिखते हैं उसका जो न्यूज़पेपर में आता है तो मतलब he is independent and self-made. इसमें ना कि उनको कभी कोई कुछ भी बोलने में निडर नहीं बोला डरे बिना निडर આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં જે ગુજરાતીની ભાષામાં એનું છે તો બધું પ્યોરલી ચોખ્ખું કહી દે શું કરવું શું ના કરવું સાચી વાત શું છે એટલે નિષ્પક્ષ પાછા એને ગુજરાતીમાં જે બુક્સ લખી છે લાઈફ લાઈન પ્રેમ રંગ JSK સુપર હીરો સરદાર વલ્લભભાઈ પટેલ ઉપર લખી છે પછી એ દોસ્તી આપણા પેરેન્ટ્સ ઉપર મમ્મી પપ્પા એના ઉપર એને બુક લખી છે પછી સાયન્સ સમુંદર પછી એક તો છે ને પ્રીત કીએ સુખ હોય પછી સાહિત્ય ને સિનેમા પછી ખાતા રહે મેરા દિલ ગાતા રહે ની સાથે ખાતા રહે મેરા દિલ અને નોલેજ નાગરિયા યુવા હવા એમ 2-3 લેંગ્વેજમાં અલગ ઇંગ્લિશમાં કે હિન્દીમાં લખી છે એટલે બાકી મને ખબર નથી ગુજરાતીમાં તેની પ્યોરલી આઈ સીન ધેટ બુક તો આ એની બેઝિક છે અને યુટ્યુબ ચેનલમાં એને પ્લાનેટ ટીવી પર પ્લાનેટ જેવી એ પણ એનું પોતાનું ઘણું બધું એને એક્સપ્લોર કરેલું છે સો હી ઇઝ અ પ્રોમિનન્ટ સ્પીકર ઇન મેની ઓફ યુટ્યુબ ધીસ ફિઝિકલ લાઈવ્સ મેની પીપલ જ્યાં પર ગેધરિંગ હોય ત્યાં એનું પોતાનું હોય છે અને હમણાં કદાચ આજે પણ એનું ત્યાં વલસાડ પાસે ત્યાંનું છે આજે લેક્ચર સેમિનાર છે.
તિથલમાં ચાલુ છે.
ઓકે, હા, વલસાડ બાજુમાં જ છે, બરાબર. અને રેગ્યુલરલી મતલબ એવરી ડે ઇઝ બિઝી ઇન ધ શેડ્યુલ, ટોટલી ફુલ્લી બિઝી વિથ ઇટ. તમારે કઈ બે લાઈન યુઝ કરવી, એડ કરવી હોય તો તમારે કઈ.
So with our request, I think this was something lifetime achievement award જેવું મને feel થાય છે that Jay has agreed to address our session. The moment he finishes his physical meeting, he will join us. So Nehal, at that time you can take care of him. And let's now over to Nehal. And we can, in absentia, we can claim for Jay, okay, his love is to his fan, that he is accepting our invitation. You know, he has accepted our invitation. So moment he joins, I will announce. Okay.
Thank you, Daman bhai. Thank you, Darshita. Thank you, Vannabin. First of all, Vannabin, thank you for giving this opportunity that I can be moderator. I can be a representative of all of us, where we have a lot of query about love yourself, and we are going to extract knowledge and experience from you all now. As Darshita said, I always start everything with poem or a shairi. So let me start the topic with it. कि खोज रहा हूं कब से खुदी में खुद को, खोज रहा हूं कब से खुदी में खुद को, मुझको मुझी में अक्सर में मिलता नहीं. That is the situation we all have. We try to find ourselves, we try to love ourselves since childhood, but it is so difficult, it is so unclear, and it is so complex topic where we don't understand how to know ourselves, how to love ourselves. So let's start this beautiful session with Vannabin and Janet Filhal. So okay, so when it comes to love yourself, the first thing that comes, like if I have to select a brand ambassador of love yourself, it has to be Vannabin. Those who all know Vannabin very well, they know that it has to be Vannabin as a brand ambassador. So Vannabin, I just have a simple question. Please share your thoughts on love yourself. What is love yourself according to you? Please.
Nehal, first of all, thanks to ALPA for such a wonderful introduction. And love is flying in the air. Everyone is red around me and myself. I could figure out it's a love, people love you, and that's why they are here. Understand that thing. Everyone have a different way of expressing their love. For me, love is life. The moment you are happy with it, तो happiness और love मेरा साथ में चलता है. मैं जब भी अपने बारे में सोचती हूँ कि whatever you like to do in your life now, you just put your 100%, and that is what is love is all about. It's all emotions. Love is a feeling. It can be of any form of love. Well, when we were discussing, this topic was actually floated by Nehal. It was just an idea floated by her. Why can't we do on a Valentine's Day? And Janet take it forward. Janet said, "No, why Vandana? Why not? Let's elevate ourselves." So love yourself में से वो elevate हो गया basically. So both Janet and Nehal was the initial contributor. और Vandana तो platform देने के लिए हमेशा ready रहती है. So this is how the love is all about. See, आप जिनसे जुड़ते हो उसको पहले रिस्पेक्ट भी करना पड़ेगा. Love comes later. First is a respect. So loving oneself is so much important, because once you don't love yourself, who else will care to love you? So first try to figure out what are our strengths, weakness. तो हम उनके ऊपर काम करेंगे. हम उसको बोलते ना, format of love is generic. As you said, Mother Teresa was the first love. When we were discussing this topic, it came pure love. There is selfless love. Mother's love is always selfless, because there is no return expected. But when we come to business, or when we come to personal life or a social life or every life, we need something in a return. अगर सामने से कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है, so it's not a business, but love will also demand. Love has a demand. कि मैंने प्यार किया तो सामने से प्यार मिलेगा तो ही वो आगे कंटिन्यू रहता है. So any relationship, one way traffic रहेगा तो वो no sooner or later going to die. So let's understand कि we at least admire people, appreciate people in our day-to-day life. It's not like you keep on loving them. Let's be kind towards them. Even if I want to, tell you something which is wrong in you, I may learn to develop the ability to turn into a very fine-tuned way, which I've learned from Bharat Desai. the one who also posed faith in me and held me an instrumental to come in the social media and start my own YouTube channel. He pushed me. Actually, Bharat Desai was the person who made me learn how best you can modulate yourself. अगर किसी से कुछ गलत हो रहा है, देखो, nobody is perfect. हमको सबको मालूम है, सबके अंदर कुछ खामियां हैं और होनी भी चाहिए, नहीं तो लव कोच, लव गुरु ये लोग क्या करेंगे? So there has to be balance in a life. So I think for me, अगर love का अगर definition जैसे बना, it's a life, it's how you live your life. It should be full of love, full of excitement, energy, enthusiasm, and excellence. This is what I can narrate it. Over to you. I hope you have been happy to.
Brilliant. Brilliant. The energy and enthusiasm is something, yes, we really appreciate about you. Coming to you, Janet.
Yes.
As Vandana explained, that love can be in different forms. It can be differently explained depending on the situations and everything. But when I see your achievements, I feel that so everybody have a different proportion of loving your own self. When I see your achievements, I understand that love yourself. You have understood the true meaning of love yourself, and you have always pushed yourself and motivated yourself to achieve something, achieve all those things. So can you just explain me, for you, what is love yourself, the topic in your life, how important it is? Can you just explain that?
So if I want to explain in a definition kind of form, then I'll say love yourself is a discipline which builds your confidence and that makes you a better person. But if I want to give examples for you to understand, which I always do, and I always tell a story around, So I have a little story of Joe. I don't know if you can see. Story of Joe. Okay, he's a little boy. He's just 3-year-old boy. And a 3-year-old boy is a very happy-go-lucky kind of person, But around him, when he's playing in the garden, he has a lot of friends, who are there playing around with him. So one day, Joe fell down. And all the other 3-4 friends of his started laughing at him. At one time, he felt bad, that I slipped, But then he got up and said, I can count 50. I can spell my name. I can run faster than Joe's, and I can swim. So it's okay if I fell down. Okay. So again, he went, to have his meal in the school. And then he had a packet of milk, juice milk. And that spilled. So everyone said, you're so clumsy. My God, you're so dumb. One of his friends said, you're so dumb. You're so clumsy. So he said, okay, I'm clumsy, but I'm not dumb. Why? I can count 50. I can spell my name. I can run faster than Joe, and I can swim. Okay. So then again, something like this happened again when he was dancing and he couldn't, twist his waist. So everyone started laughing. Hey, all the kids laugh, when there's 3-year-old boy, everyone was laughing at. So the teacher said that, why are you always so happy? Even if somebody is saying something to you and it doesn't bother you. So he said, teacher, I know I'm clumsy. I know I am little, I spill my milk, I fall down, I can't move my waist. But still I like myself because I can count 50, I can spell my name, and I can run faster than Joe's, and I can swim. So if you look at this example, when the child, why is he not putting himself down? Because he really loves what he is. That is love yourself. And it's a constant reminder to yourself that what I have, I can't run like a tiger or a cheetah. I may not be so heavy like an elephant. I may not be able to swim like a crocodile, but I have certain things with me which I love about myself, and that is love for yourself. So in the similar way, if I want to put it like, your parents will ask you to pick up a certain course or something, and then you say, I picked it up. But in love yourself, what happens is your mind and your heart is in sync, which means that if I want to do CA, my heart says yes, mind says yes. Sometimes when parents say to you, your mind agrees to it because they say, just CA kar lo. but my heart is not in sync. Is that loving yourself? It's not loving yourself. You're not loving yourself. You're doing it for someone else. So similarly, if I'm going to a gym and I say, I want to make a healthy body, I want to make, good, biceps and stuff, and then you say, I will work non-stop to make sure I make my body, because I love myself. I want to love my body. But it is insane for us to work continuously without any breaks. So even in a gym, if you say you'll work for 1 hour, you take a break, then you might work for a little more. So you need to take those breaks, and that's when you love your body and you take care of the body. That is love yourself for me.
Okay. Summing up, it is self-discovery. First, knowing who I am, what are my likings and what are my strengths. Second is accepting the limitations. I am good at this, but there are many things I'm not good at. And the third is putting into a habit of telling your own self that I am good in this and I have to achieve this much. Correct me if I'm not.
Yes,
Okay, great. Now coming to habits, what are the love yourself concept is clear by now, but what are the simple ways, simple habits we can, instill in ourselves to make it a routine for love yourself? Like, as you said, I am good at this. I like to make my body. So there are different ways, where I can, in my routine, I can set that. So Vrindavan, can you guide on that? What are the small ways we can set love yourself in routine?
Very simple. First of all, when you get up in the day, जैसे ही हम उठते हैं सुबह सुबह, अपने आप से पहले तो आईने में देखते हैं. तो you are the first person. You look at around yourself. Thank the God that you are still alive, and feel with your warmth. Love yourself, like yourself. किसी और को नहीं, खुद को दिखाने के लिए भी आप अच्छे से रेडी हो सकते हो. कोई और के लिए हमें रेडी नहीं होना है, हमें खुद को सुकून देना है. So first of all, क्योंकि generally world looks you from the outer appearance. No one will get into your personal space unless they are be with you for some time. So first appearance or first point of attaching with the people is your outer appearance, and that's why people say right now personality development coach, the stylists are also taking. People take classes, how to walk, how to stand, what posture, and coming back to the Janet, the way she said, the discipline करने के लिए भी अगर आपके अंदर वो जो strength है उसको आपको बढ़ाना ही पड़ेगा. You have to make it a routine that first of all my day will start with happiness. मतलब you have to come out में दुनिया में तो देखो परेशानियां तो होनी चाहिए. जैसे हमारा last session था जेनेट के साथ ना, उसका टॉपिक था चैलेंज द चैलेंज. तो आई ऑलवेज लाइक a life without challenge is not a life only. You must have something to achieve in life. नहीं तो क्या goal setting and क्या ये सब, so love means what exactly? आज का दिन मुझे कैसे करना है ना, वो मेरे कंट्रोल में. Situation will not be in your control, but behavioral pattern, attitude towards that happening around you is in your control. So मैं उस पे काम कर सकती हूँ. So whatever is in my control, I will work on that. So first of all, मैं बोला वही groom yourself. आप presentable होने चाहिए. आप मलाइका अरोरा या प्रियंका चोपड़ा नहीं होने चाहिए, but आप विपदा का से भी inspiration हो सकती है. Understand? The black skin has nothing to do with the beauty. Beauty वो बोलते ना lies in the eyes of the beholder. But the fact remains, जितना अच्छा thought process भी धीरे धीरे वो आपके चेहरे पे भी आने लगता है. More you are pure from the heart, your body will also respond to that, and then your outward world also will become beautiful. I think to start with एक टिप मेरी तरफ से यही है कि पहले अपने आप से तो अच्छे से ग्रूम करो, अच्छे से प्रेजेंट करो किसी को भी कभी भी.
Okay. The first step is to work on the outer us, outer me.
इनर तो करना ही है, लेकिन पहले आउटर को भी ठीक रखना सीखना पड़ेगा.
Correct. Okay, noted. And now coming to inner. So Janet, can you just love yourself? Actually, the action, first thing before action is at the mental state. The change happen at the mental state.
Correct.
So what is the thing? What is mental rewiring? How to go about that? That will reflect in us. Yeah, please go ahead.
So first thing is, like, I'll again give you one example. Now I have this glass with me and I have a bottle. Okay, I want to fill the glass. I open this bottle, and what I'm doing is I am trying to fill the glass. Is something filling?
No, it's air.
It's air. It's empty, right?
It's
Empty,
empty.
right.
अगर मेरे अंदर प्यार नहीं है, I have nothing in this bottle. What am I going to fill in this? You know, so
True.
it's empty. If my bottle is full, if I love myself, I can pour love. I can give that to people, and I can quench their thirst. So this is one self-discovery. First, you have to realize that
Oh.
yes, I love myself. That is, my bottle is full. Okay, one more example that I want to give is, you have to also accept that you want to love yourself. Okay. First thing in our lives, what comes is our family. We say, I love my child more than me. I love my husband more than me. And we have all the entire list. Okay. Now here I'm saying love yourself, and that is most important. I'll give you one example of one person, you know, most of them would know probably, Keanu Reeves. He was in the movie Matrix. Okay, so if you see, you know, Keanu Reeves is always on the internet, some Twitter or Facebook, and he's very famous, and then there's always someone writing about him. He did this, you know, like that, you know, and he's a good man as per the social media, if you see. And everyone is also saying that he doesn't age, you know, right from Matrix to now, 1999 to 2003 to now. You know,
Brilliant.
a lot of people talk good things about him. Now, what am I trying to tell you here is, Keanu Reeves, there was once a time when he was traveling in a flight, and that flight, I think, had some traumatic landing, you know, and people felt that they're going to die, and then the flight was not going to land. And that time, you know, Keanu Reeves saw that everybody is very upset, they're scared, and they thought that now they're going to lose life, looking at each other, and then everyone got off. And as we know that Keanu Reeves is very famous, instead of landing in LA, they landed in some other airport which is 100 miles away, and then they had to take a bus. So Keanu is so famous that he could have definitely called for his private transport and say, I'm Tata bye bye, you know, I am Karina, I'm Karishma, and I'm going. You know, but what did he do? He traveled with everyone else in the bus, and then he was playing some country music on his mobile just to kind of pump up the mood of people, because everyone was traumatized. Then again, he was caught by media saying that, look at him. I mean, he definitely he could have done what he wanted, but what he was doing is he was looking at other people and what they are facing and trying to be with them. And that's why, again, he's famous. So why basically he's famous is because he's genuinely a good person. So through this example, what I meant to say is, why don't each one of us look at the person we love, we like, you know? So maybe Mother Teresa is somebody who you admire, you know, is your admiration. Keanu Reeves, for somebody Adani maybe, somebody Ambani maybe, for somebody, you know, cricket, you know, Kapil Dev maybe, or whoever it is, you know. And then what do? Why do I like somebody? If I like Keanu Reeves, why do I like him? Because he's a good human being. He does a lot of good work. And that is, again, my trait. You know, that is my trait, because I love to do something which is more on social grounds than something else. So you will always connect to somebody, and you know, you can grab certain traits of that person because you can relate to that person, and then you imbibe it in. So basically what I'm saying is, you can add one character of someone who you like to yourself, and then that's where your journey can begin. You know, that's the very simplest way of doing it. Again, when I'm saying this, you know, to love yourself at mental level, you also need to make sure that you forgive yourself for mistakes that you do. You know, even if I'm thinking like, I love Salman's shoes, and I love the way he, you know, a lot of Tiger Shroff, you know, has a lot of shoes, and he wears expensive shoes. I definitely want to be that. I would love to do that. But what purpose is it giving it to me? You know, it is not going to give me a purpose by wearing shoes. You know, am I in that kind of field for me to wear those kind of shoes? So let's be reasonable as to what we want to do from that loving yourself. Sometimes, you know, you may also feel that, you know, Janet ne jaake party ki kal, she must be very happy. But do you know that every party may not make me happy? It's just something that I'm telling. So that's not loving yourself, you know. Basically, what I'm saying is that we also need to, at mental level, we also need to set our boundaries to who we allow, what is acceptable to me, what is not acceptable to me. We also need to protect ourselves from people who are fake people. So that is where our mental journey of self-love starts, because when you're clear with your boundaries, what you want, what your desires are, and it's not always that what you want is what you'll get. You will get only what you're capable of. Like, मैं चाहती हूँ cricketer बनना, कितना भी practice, I'm trying, but can I really become a cricketer? No. So that's where, you know, you need to understand, I love to do something is different from loving yourself to take it. Like, my goal may be, I want to live a healthy living life. So my choices have to be like, healthy living ke liye, what do I do? I need to exercise, do I need to yoga, do I need to do meditation? So I need to make choices. So according to that, then I will move towards that journey, you know. And also one more very important thing is, like, say, you know, we all saw this movie Chichore, you know, on TV,
Yes,
and
yes,
you know,
yes.
we could see that, you know, that we are, somebody doesn't crack, you know, and then that person went and, you know, committed suicide, tried to commit suicide, whatever. So let's be little, show up for your own self. You know, we have so much empathy, sympathy for everyone else, lag gayi, you know, for anybody else. But wo lag gayi hamare liye nahi hai. That is not self-love. So for self-love, you should show up for your own self. That if you feel this failed, look at how many efforts I put in. Like, even when you're doing CA, how many efforts you put in. Give yourself that pat. That is, you love yourself. And then, you know, say, okay, now I'll move again. I'll move again. You know, so for your own self, that is, you know, this small, simple things like mentally, this also helps. You know, these are very small things like self-care, what we say. Many times, not all mothers, I will say, most of the mothers will say, I have to take studies, I have to do this, I have to cook, I have to make my son's lunch and this, that. I mean, our entire life is revolved around that. But what is it? Love for your own self-care is maybe a nice bath, half an hour. Maybe put up something, you know, I'm a lady, so I'm talking like all these kind of things. Maybe a little shopping, maybe a little dinner, nicely, quietly, my tea, you know, like before we started having my tea, that's my time, you know, self-care. That's also love, you know.
Yes. I think we are here only because for very reason that we all want to love ourselves. And as you said, our vibes match, our traits match, and that is the reason we are here together. Summing up your explanation, I would say it's just being positive, like do whatever. You know, have an ideal where, you know, when someone can be an inspiration to you, or do something that you love, but be positive. And if things don't go as per the plan, just forgive yourself. You know, that is what I have learned from this question. And that gives me another thought that to remove negative thoughts, to be positive, it's always important that this has been my understanding and my journey, that we forgive others, you know, because if we have that mental grudge in mind, it is always difficult to forgive yourself and be positive. Like, there is a negativity inside. So,
Right.
Just a sec. Yes, so Vanna, so it's been like I have seen many episodes with you where it was so easy and so convenient for you to forgive someone which has not been good to you, which has been partial to you. So how do you manage to do that?
Simple funda hai life ka. How much weightage you carry and give to them, it's more matters in your life, you know. The more you give the importance to them, it is going to, you know, burden yourself. जैसे जेनेट ने एग्जाम्पल दिया, मेरे पास भी एक एग्जाम्पल था. ऐसे ही जब ग्लास मैं किसी ने पकड़ा दिया मेरे हाथ में, ये ग्लास आधा भरा हुआ है और इसमें पकड़ के रखते हैं, थोड़ा टाइम पकड़ा, तब तक ठीक है, आधा घंटा हुआ, 1 घंटा हुआ, हाथ में मूंगी आ जाएगी, हाथ, you know, वो फोटो हाथ से जैसे, you can't hold the things so long. So what we will do? Put it down. Simple. The stress जो भी है वो एक तो mental stage है, आपका mental है. कभी कभी क्या होता है लाइफ में, you get hurt and the other person has never realized that he has hurt you. That is the सबसे बड़ा agony है. जहां जिसको पता है कि उसने आपको हर्ट किया तो कम से कम सॉरी का एक्सपेक्टेशन भी आप रख सकते हो, तो आके आपको सॉरी बोलेगा। ऐसे ऐसे इंस्टेंसेस बनते हैं जिसमें किसी का अनइंटेंशनल आपका हर्ट हो गया। लाइफ में ऐसी सिचुएशंस आती है, तो मैंने तो वही सोचा है, फॉरगिव एंड फॉरगेट इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी इन माय लाइफ। आई एम मोर हैप्पी एनीवन मीटिंग मी। मेरी ये 50 साल की जर्नी में जो भी मुझे जब भी मिला है ना, ही विल फाइंड मी टॉप ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। क्यों? क्योंकि वो मैंने अपने आप को वहां पे रखा है। Nobody can spoil my happiness। और उतना मैं इम्पोर्टेंस दूं किसी चीज को। जैसे अभी हम लव की बात कर रहे हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को तो सबसे फेवरेट हूँ। मैं वो बोल सकती हूँ गीत की कैरेक्टर थी करीना कपूर। दैट इज हाउ आई हैव लिव्ड माई सेल्फ। फ्लश आउट, कुछ भी होता है ना आप लिख लो, गुस्सा आता है ना कागज पे लिख लो। और मैं हमेशा जब मेरा जैसे मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर भी सेशन रहता है, सो आई ऑल्सो टेल टू द पीपल कि हाउ फास्ट यू कम आउट ऑफ योर पास्ट। देखो, खुद को माफ करना सीखो। गलतियां सबसे होने वाली है, गलती नहीं होगी तो वो इंसान काम ही नहीं कर रहा है बेसिकली। वो इवन भगवान से भी गलतियां हुई थी, वो उसने जन्म लिया, पृथ्वी पे आए थे, और फिर यहाँ पे उनको तीर लगा और कृष्ण भगवान का भी डेथ हुआ। हर इंसान को कर्मा का फिलोसॉफी है, भुगतना ही पड़ेगा। सो द बेस्ट पार्ट इन योर लाइफ वुड बी व्हाट नो नेगेटिव थॉट्स शुड कम। आई वाज टॉकिंग टू माय ब्रदर and he gave me one more idea today। पहले मैं ये सोचती थी कि don't allow the negative to come and make a nest in your head। उनको घर बनाने को क्यों देने का? तो प्रकाश बोला, बहना नेगेटिव लोगों को तो आना चाहिए, तभी तो तुम पॉजिटिव हो साबित हो पाएगा तेरी लाइफ में। So let them also come, but you be strong in your own belief। You should be so much strong enough। जैसे कि वो मैं हमेशा भी बोलते हैं ना, अपनी लकीर बड़ी करो। किसी को छोटी अपने को करनी ही नहीं है, वो अपने आप छोटी हो जाएगी सामने वाले। अपने आप को उतना बुलंद बनाओ, खुद को एस्केलेट करो। दैट्स माय एलिवेशन। अपने आप में इतनी बुलंदी पे जाना है कि पीपल आइदर टॉक अबाउट यू और कैसे बोलते हैं, वो कब बोलते हैं, या तो वो आप जो बने हो वो बन नहीं पाए हैं, या वो कुछ तो करना चाहते हैं, बट पीपल एडमायर द वे शी सेड कि यू लाइक समवन। से मेरा मेंटर कौन है? तो मेरे लिए तो मतलब अगर मैं काजल ओझा वेद को सुनती हूँ, जय को सुनती हूँ, तो दे आर द पीपल whom we like। सेम वे आई लाइक शिवानी ऑल्सो। ज्ञान वत्सल भी अच्छे लगते हैं, हमारे जैन के मुनीस भी अच्छे लगते हैं। सबको हमें सुनना तो सबको है, सबके पास ज्ञान के मोती है। आपकी लाइफ की जर्नी में जो जरूरी चीजें हैं, जब आप प्रेजेंट में जीते हो, सबसे बड़ी बात है प्रेजेंट में जीना सीखो। हम अभी ये जो चाय पे चर्चा चल रही है, तो मेरा पूर्ण फोकस इसी के अंदर रहता है। मैं उस क्षण में ही जीती हूँ, और इसीलिए मैं ज्यादा करके सुखी रहती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं जब भी हूँ मैं खुश हूँ। तो मेरा पास तो ऑलरेडी खुश है, पास तो वैसे भी मैं अंडर नहीं कर सकती हूँ, राइट। और मैं जब भी पीछे मुड़ के देखती हूँ तो अच्छी मेमोरीज ही मैंने बनाई है मेरी लाइफ। तो हम आज से सब लोग यहाँ जितने लोग मिले हैं, आगे यूट्यूब पे या फेसबुक पे ये देखेंगे, हम सब ये प्रण ले सकते हैं कि हमें कॉन्शियस एफर्ट करना है, कॉन्शियस लिविंग करना है। यू शुड, बोलते ना, फ्लो के साथ जी रहे हैं। हमें तो यहाँ तक बताया जाता है कि यू हैव टू सी फ्रॉम द थर्ड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। अगर देखो, लाइफ आसान कब होती है? व्हेन यू स्टेप इनटू द शूज ऑफ अदर पर्सन, कि उसको कैसा लगा है। तो जैसे इन्होंने बोला, एम्पैथी भी होनी चाहिए, सिंपैथी भी होनी चाहिए, बट लव योरसेल्फ इज फर्स्ट। तो मुझे किस चीज को कब कितना महत्व देना है वो मेरे हाथ में है। एट द सेम टाइम हम लोगों को भी ऊपर लेके जाना है। लोगों को साथ में लेके नहीं जाओगे तो वो तो फिर अकेले ही रह जाओगे आप। फिर गाना गाना पड़ेगा, चल अकेला चल अकेला, पीछे छुपा भाई चल अकेला। बट उसकी जगह पे जैसे दमन सर ने जैसे बोला कि मिले जो कड़ी कड़ी, हर सूत्र को बांधना ही है। लाइफ में नोबडी कैन सर्वाइव। हम लोग जैसे बोले थे, जब पैदा हुए थे सब लोग जंगल में थे, राइट। अवर रूट्स अकेले थे। हमने क्यों बनाया ये पूरा यूनिवर्स? क्योंकि वी ऑल लाइक, वी आर सोशल एनिमल्स इन द सेंस वी वांट रिलेशनशिप। अब उस रिलेशनशिप को हम अच्छी ट्रीटमेंट दें, वो हमें सिखाया देना चाहिए। जैसे इन्होंने बोला, चीचोरे का भी एग्जांपल दिया। जेनेट को जब भी सुनते हैं ना, तो एक नई चीज अपने आप पास भी आती है कि आई लाइक टू लिसन टू जेनेट फॉर ऑल सेड एंड डन, बिकॉज शी हैज द थर्ड डायमेंशन। हर एक व्यक्ति की अपनी अपनी एक पहचान है। जो चीजें मैं बोलती हूँ, जो वो बोलती है, बट हर एक का एक ढंग है कैसे प्रस्तुत किया जाए, कैसे किया जाए। एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई लाइक हर सो मच कि शी ऑल्सो चेंज माई लाइफ। No, somewhere down the line, both of us had the same journey, and that will now. What I can say is the best part. किसी को माफ करना, जैसे हम क्षमा वीरस्य भूषणम बोलते हैं, क्षमा वीरस्य भूषणम, माफ भी कितना करना वो बैलेंस करके करो. ऐसा माफ मत किया करो कि जिसमें आपका सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस की धज्जियां उड़ रही है. अंडरस्टैंड? आई एम वेरी केयरफुल. Don't go down to something which your heart is not accepting. Understand? You have to fight when somebody is taking you on a ride. So you should have bold enough, strong enough to say what I want to say. And blessed that we are chartered accountant. I always say कि एक बहुत अच्छी बात भगवान ने हमारे साथ की है. I always feel so happy that एक तो क्या होता है, हमारा एक से होता है. कहीं पे भी हम बिजनेस वर्ल्ड में भी जाएंगे, एक बार चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जो बोल रहा है ना, तो उसको सीरियसली लेना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उसने लॉ का डिग्री लिया है, उसने पढ़ा है, वो अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बोल रहा है. अंडरस्टैंड दैट थिंग. So similarly in life also what happens, people don't take you seriously, so then it is their problem. First of all, that is my attitude towards them. If they like your company, they will be with us, and now Jai is also with us. We welcome the Jai. And I think I just finished with forgive and forget is the best policy in life, you know, to take it forward. I think next question you will have to ask to the Janet. So then Jai will be then taking it forward.
Okay. So just keeping the flow.
Yes.
When we were discussing this topic, Janet shared one experience of her, how forgiving helped her to keep her mental state stable. And it was brilliant to hear that. Please, Janet, can you just reshare that?
Yes, yes. So now that we're talking about forgiving and, you know, many things you can't forget, but you can forgive. And why do we need to forgive? So what I want to tell you through this episode of mine in professional life is so that we get an insight as to why it was important for me to forgive someone. Okay. So in my early years of career, you know, I had a colleague of mine in a senior level only, and I also had little bit authority, as probably more authority or whatever. So he would always, you know, say a lot of things to me, like today only you have to approve these vouchers, today only you have to disburse, this is accounts, this is finance, is always, you know, like that, you know. So there is to be always a constant nagging kind of thing towards the department only, basically. Okay, so in certain companies, you know, that the importance to the department, finance department is not given, and more focus is on the others. So every evening when I used to go home, I used to take it on me, and I used to really feel so down. And every day I would go home in that way only, like, mujhe aaj aisa hola. And, you know, when I would go home, I would think I could have answered like this, you know, because I'm also chartered accountant, CS, and, you know, mere paas bhi degree hai, but, you know, I was not able to gather that courage also to say anything to him. One fine day, I also said also, you know, that what do you think, you know, it is done within 1 day's time and all that. I explained, but I felt that person was not even willing to accept what I'm trying to tell him, you know. That, you know, we are doing stuff and stuff like that. So I felt that every day this is to really haunt me. So while I'm sleeping also, that one person had literally ruined my sleep. Okay, and I used to feel कि मुझे नींद भी नहीं आ रही है because उसने ऐसे बोला. And I started gradually accepting also certain things which I'm not, you know. Basically you're not like that, but you start accepting it because somebody is saying that to you, and, you know, and I had so much grudge for him, you know, that मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि मौका मिला तो I'm probably going to do something. And I couldn't sleep, you know. My problem was it started being so bad that when I'm getting up, I'm thinking about him, and, you know, when I'm going to office, I'm thinking about him, and every day I'm constantly only thinking of how to respond to him. I'm not thinking of other aspects of work. I'm working. But what I realized because this thought was affecting my mind so much कि मैं ये भूल गई थी कि मुझे बाकी काम करना है, उस पे ज़्यादा focus दूंगी तो my growth is better than focusing on this person, and so much so that it became my personal problem also, you know, in my mind. So it was controlling my mind. So sometimes when someone says something very bad to you, I realized who it is hampering, not him. It was hampering me. And it wasn't really letting me grow also at that level. Matlab, even if I'm doing like certain things, I'm not making mistakes, I'm doing it, but I am not growing. I'm not able to, grow, elevate to next level. My growth stopped there because I'm constantly thinking this went on like for months, which I didn't realize because that time I think I didn't have anyone to speak to or mentorship, or, I didn't younger, when you're very young, so you feel ki, what to share, who to share. Ek colleague ko share kiya to you tell him like this. So the same level of friends or colleagues will only tell you what to say to him. They will never tell you, a little more matured this of like, just so I had to let go of certain things. And then even after that, after he quit, this thing went on in my life, in my mind, and I realized that I'm holding a grudge against him. Even though I started growing and I said, now I need to forget and ignore him. I was holding that grudge, and that grudge was not letting me really elevate in my career. But the day I myself said, he's taking over my peace, I realized it. I left that grudge and I forgave him. And that's when I have grown. And I don't remember him. Rather, it was just in this conversation with you, I remembered him. Others, I wouldn't have remembered. It's been like 10, 12 years after that. And I'd really forgotten also about him. That incident, it just came up because of this conversation. So many times this is one aspect of forgiveness affecting you in a way that someone has done something wrong to you.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Now I would like to welcome Jayvasavada ji to our session. Welcome. आपके आने की खुशी में एक शायरी हो जाए. Sorry, can't hear you. Mute, sure.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It was now unmute. So are you getting my voice properly?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Perfect.
Okay. This is a very beautiful house of my friend, Dr. Qureshi. So
okay.
He has managed it. Okay. You don't have to do it from the car. You can come into my lawn. And I thought that this is a nice environment. It's a very romantic environment behind me.
Yes, it's a Valentine's. Sorry, go on.
Old heritage bungalow of Valsad. And why I'm showing this, because I want to apologize that I joined late. But see, these are the friends. You can see Dr. Qureshi is over here. Dr. Mr. Mayur Patel, who is a PI over here, and DYSP Dave, because there is a Valsad District Police has organized one program of mine. So just it was finished. They are waiting for me even, because I didn't talk with them. And I immediately joined this conversation. So only request of mine is that we have to finish within 10-12 minutes, because they are waiting for me. And I didn't even talk to them. I just came into the lawn and I was started.
So thank you very much, Jay, to come on a short notice also. So very first question was today started by Nehal was, what is your definition of love?
My definition of love is putting someone else's priority ahead of your priority. It's very simple and sweet definition, and it completes all the other definitions of love. When you are loving someone or something or some agenda or some hobby or anything, you forgot your own priorities and you put their priorities first. Suppose you are loving cricket. You put cricket's priority first and your tea or your coffee or your lunch or your dinner afterwards. Same goes with movie or cinema if you are passionate about them. Same goes with the person. If you are loving someone, your ego will be diluted, melted, and you will always surrender to their own likings. So it is not surrender basically. It is kind of a respect to the feelings that you are having.
Correct. That's what we covered. Our discussion when you love someone, you need to respect that person. When you respect, automatic love will flow. And the second question
was, you cannot change a person by love. Correct. But you can grow a person by love.
Correct.
So change and growth are different things. Correct. In change, you have to remove something from you. In growth, you have to add something in you.
Correct, correct. So together we rise.
Yes.
It's how you should rise. That is what we are trying to mend.
Yeah, true.
Second question, if you would like to ask, Jai bolse to koi ne bolwano mukut nahi male.
No, but today I will keep my answers very short. Don't worry about it, because I have got some responsibilities to do.
I know.
All these doctors and police persons and all are waiting for me, and I have to join them. But I put this priority first, because Vandana has told me that, okay, everyone is waiting for you. And I thought that, no, it's my duty also as well. I have committed, and this love means commitment as well.
Yes.
If I've committed to you, and then even if late, but I had joined.
Correct.
True demonstration of love.
Yes. So he is wearing red also for me. That's a beautiful
Benjamin, please,
moment.
go ahead.
અમે લોકોએ છે ને લવ વિશે વાત કરી, એમાં એમ પણ વાત કરી, we discussed that way કે can we give some example how will you love yourself? See, basically self love and then elevating yourself. એના વિશે તમે શું
Yes.
કહેવા માંગો?
But what I believe that if you are not loving your own self, you cannot love others.
Simple.
A depressed person, a self-critic type of person cannot love other people. Only a person who is not depressed, who is confident. See, most of the time, people are asking, most of the guys basically asking that how to woo a girl. So the first rule is not the great built physique or some looks or something like that. It's confidence. It's confidence. And why confidence? When confidence will arrive? Confidence will arrive from your own self-love. When you are feeling confident, you are loving your own self. So self-love is good, but only self-love is bad.
It's bad. Correct.
Okay, it's like that. The spices are good, but you cannot make a whole sabji from the spices.
Sabji from spice.
You need good
Correct.
sabji for that.
Correct.
Spice will enhance after there will be a oil or sabji or any other stuff. Otherwise, with only spice you cannot eat.
Correct. Correct.
Correct.
Janet, you would like to ask any question specific coming in your mind? I want him to
So
elevate.
we were discussing something on forgiving. So why can you just throw light on simply like why do we need to forgive people?
Yeah, my funda is that you need to forgive people not because they are very good or they are improved or something like that. They might not be. They are bad people maybe. They are not improving themselves. They are doing wrong things again and again. But you are forgiving them because they stop taking space in your mind. Most of the time, person who has given some wrong things to you or belief or hurt to you, they are acquiring space in your own area, in your mind, in your thoughts. Constantly, you are thinking about them instead of thinking about some very good stuff. Instead of thinking about other loving people, you are always pointing yourself towards that particular guy or that particular girl who has done wrong about you. So forgiving is for your own betterment, your own improvement, your own growth. If you forgive someone, then automatically your mind space will be free from them. And then some, if not a person, some new hobby will enter into it. Some good book or movie will enter into it. Some good music will enter into it. Some good traveling will enter into it. So forgive for your own growth, forgive for your own pleasure.
And that reminds me, he's also a traveler and Janet also traveled to 32 countries, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's good. Because I love traveling and I love enjoying and exploring different culture around me. So I prefer their own music or eating stuff or that sort of thing. Rather than packing all the Gujarati stuff with me, I keep my mind bag open.
So open-mindedness and heart should be open to accept the people. I think that's more about loving the universe, you know. How open you are to people. Now coming to the final question, say elevation give it a love.
Yeah, see, this is the whole process basically. Like see, we all were child. We were tiny infants. Okay, hardly 1 feet or 1.5 feet when we are then we are growing and becoming mature and adult. Now see, you can see the trees besides me because it's a lovely lawn garden that I am walking around. Now
You are mute.
even for us, nature is there. Nature is always there. On this planet Earth, we are, you can say that we are the guest. We are guests for here for 60 years or 70 years or 80 years. But this whole cosmos and planet is universal. So the first step of love is self-love. Another step is you are loving someone else. You may love your parents, you may love your siblings, you may love your friends. Then another step, you may love a guy or girl, whatever your preferences are. And after that, See, the elevated, then first you are loving your own self, you are surviving yourself on this planet. Then you are loving the person who has in your surroundings, who are giving some help to you, who are smiling at you. As a kid, you are loving them. Then you are loving the person, the opposite sex kind of thing. That means the Valentine kind of love, I must say. But see, this is not an end. The elevation means you love a person, you love your own self, and then you love a nature. So the divine love, the blessed love that everyone is talking about, or even Indian scripture or any other great scriptures are always talking about, this divine love is a pure elevation of love. When you are not loving a single person, you are not loving a single incident or toy or something like that, you are loving the whole cosmos. You are loving the all this entity. When you are loving the sun, you are loving the moon, you are loving the tree, you are loving the floating river, you are loving the birds, you are loving the animals, and gradually your love will expand it. So our saints, the great saints that we have produced, they have got expanded love, extended love. So you cannot say that Ram loved only Sita, or Krishna loved only Radha or Rukmani, or Mahavir or Buddha loved only their own clan. They loved whole mankind. They loved the truth. They loved the spiritual awakening. They loved the light. So that kind of elevation is the ultimate elevation of love. But even if you are not reaching up to that, everyone cannot become Krishna, Ram, Buddha, or Mahavir, or Jesus, or Muhammad. So what they can do, at least they can give smile, positivity, pleasure, and love to others by their deeds. Rather than hurting someone, rather than cheating someone, I always tell that if you love someone, don't cheat. If I love a flower, see, I'm standing over here and you can see there are some tiny little red flowers beside me. Okay, if I love this flower, I cannot crush this flower. I simply love it. I love it, this view. I can hold it, I can click a picture, I can show it to you. I cannot crush it and throw it away. So this is an animal behavior. If you are crushing it and throwing it, if you are consider yourself as a human being, elevated love will not put any harm to the person whom he is in love with. This is pure elevation of love. Even though you are feeling hurt, even though you are feeling wounded, even though you are feeling that you are having injustice, you keep calm, you keep cool, you wish best for them, and you just exit. That's elevated love.
Yes. And as a chartered accountant, what was our thought process was that, suppose if I am at X level in my life, I move towards one more step ahead in that successful story. When you say the success, how one can elevate, in the progress. જે તમે હમણાં તમે અત્યારે વલસાડ તિથલમાં છોકરાઓને જે પણ આપ્યું ને સફળતાનો માર્ગ, એ કઈ રીતે તમે આગળ જઈ શકો જીવનમાં? How love can be a part of your life to elevate yourself from where you were to go one more step ahead in your own life,
Yes. So I recently some student has asked me in another session related to exam that what is your definition of success? And I simply replied, because it is in sync with what you have told. I simply replied that ultimate success is your success should be useful to another people.
Correct.
That's a real success, real definition of success.
Correct.
Absolutely.
If you are only successful and not useful to other people, then it's not success, it's a selfishness.
Self-centeredness. It is a self-centeredness. When you grow, the team with you, surroundings should also grow with you,
Absolutely. And that's why I selected this surrounding instead of sitting over somewhere else and putting
we are
some
so
background
lucky.
over
We
there.
could also travel with you, to the universe.
Yes.
But thank you all, and very sorry. I apologize personally to everyone over here that I am not that kind of VIP superstar that you have to accommodate myself in such a way. But this is a situational thing. Vandana was in this keen that I should join the program.
Correct.
It's her love as well that I should join it. I clearly refused at the first call. But even though she was like a lover, she was insisting that no, you should say yes, you should say yes. So I said yes. Eventually, unfortunately, I was traveling constantly, so I cannot make a video for you. But I made it a point that immediately after coming out from the auditorium, if you have observed in a beginning, I was sitting in a car
I
So I
know.
told my doctor friend,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Qureshi, that okay, I will join the meeting first and then I will join you.
So that's what is the, so it's a, I also wrote on a Facebook. It clearly shows that he himself loves the people around him. And this is how you express your love to your friends. And I think Maru the Valentine gift Malibu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I must say, happy Valentine's Day to all of you.
Everyone,
Happy
yes.
Valentine's
around,
Day.
yes. Happy Valentine to you also.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wish you
Okay.
the same.
Thank you for enlightening
Yes.
us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. So Darshi, તારા પાસે અમે નહીં આવ્યા હજુ અમારું મેટ્રિક્સ બાકી છે.
So
What a humble man. What a humble man. I
No, he's
really,
really gem, and we are lucky to have him on a board today.
absolutely.
It's just for me. જો એના golden jubilee year માં આપણને gift મળી ને Valentine. That's important.
It's about how we take it.
Yes. So now over to you, Nehal. Coming back to the, this look at the mesmerizing speech.
Okay. So, where were we? Okay, I was actually lost in that.
That's why I am bringing you back.
I am back. Okay.
I think we were at this forgiving and there.
Correct.
हमने
And,
forgive कर दिया,
actually-
हमने उसको next नहीं बनाया. अब उसके बाद का next stepping stone क्या होना
हाँ.
चाहिए?
So actually, while he was talking about forgiveness, I remembered one more story. If you permit me, I'll say that.
Go on, man.
Yes, please.
Just that I just recollected something.
We have 10
So,
minutes more to wrap up. Just Janet to tell you 10 minutes more we will, because by 6:30, right?
Yes. So this stories of bees, these honey bees, they're always in a group, the colony of bees, and they'll go together to to the flower. They'll breed, they'll work together, they'll play together, they'll come back again to the the bee hive. So this stories of these bees, who used to every day go together, play, go to the flower, run, do a race, and come back. So in one day, two of the honeybees dashed, them each other. So one of the honeybees said, बहुत गुस्से में कि मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आया है, अब मैं उसको दिखाऊंगा. I'm going to show that other honeybee a lesson, and he said, I will not go with him. So he went in a silo and went and sat on a leaf. And the other honeybee said sorry to him. But this angry honeybee didn't want to, say, forgive that person. And he said, मैं तो उसको दिखाऊंगा. I'm going to show him a lesson. Went and sat on a leaf. So the other honeybee, he had a group of those entire colony of bee. So every day they would do the same activity, do a race, they would go on the flower, and they would come back to the beehive. And this honeybee was again saying, I'm going to teach this person a lesson. And he used to sit on this other leaf alone, So he didn't go every day to go on the flower. So he didn't go in the race also. He missed that. He didn't make honey also. He didn't fly in the sky, which they would do normal activities. And this angry honeybee was sitting on this leaf every day. So later on, he realized the others are all having fun still. But here I am sitting grumpy, saying that I'm going to teach this person a lesson. And he is not enjoying his life. He's sitting on this leaf and saying grumpy, I'm going to teach him a lesson. But what happened here is basically he was the one on the other hand who's
आज के दिन का भी तेरा टाइम डेडलाइन पूरी हो गई है, मेरे को चेक भी लेना पड़ेगा, बगैर चेक में कैसे करूंगा?
And he was alone. So then he realized one fine day, all I have to do is forgive this honey, the honeybee, and I'll get it back into the group. So what he did was simple thing, that he went back to the other honeybee, and because he had said sorry, he said, it's all right, we're still friends. And then he got back into the group and he started doing the same activity. So he got him back into that entire, colony of bee. So they very well, it is said, there is a saying which I can't quote in proper words, but they say that if your friends hurt you, write it on a sand. But if they do something good, write it on a stone. And forgive that, because the sand will just wave off. I mean, it will go away by the wind. So write things that hurt you on the sand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were on
let's-
elevation basically.
Yes. So let's come to our last leg. That is the elevate yourself. Love yourself to elevate yourself. So
Yes.
Navin, can you share any examples how professionally you elevated yourself by loving yourself?
Yes, the elevation had come from the journey which started when I lost my daddy in 1990. There was no one as such mentor over there, but I was very clear कि मुझे कुछ तो बनना है life के अंदर. So I had already joined the CA course at that time, and then I always mention everyone. There were two choices: either you join the computer course or a CA course. CA was little, मतलब 2,500 में available था और 10,000 में था. The choice was CA, and money was the constraint. But be constraint भी हमारे लिए एक opportunity हो गई कि फिर मैंने पढ़ाई करते गई. मेरे बॉस ने मुझे हेल्प किया. तो मैं हमेशा से मेरा लाइफ का एग्जांपल क्यों देती हूँ कि एलिवेशन करने के लिए यूनिवर्स विल हेल्प यू प्रोवाइडेड यू हेल्प योरसेल्फ. यू टेक अ स्टेप. आपका टारगेट क्लियर होना चाहिए. आपको कुछ करना है, आपको सबको आपके सराउंडिंग्स को बताना पड़ेगा. दिस इज माय विजन एंड आई नीड योर हेल्प. आस्क फॉर द हेल्प. Nobody is, see, someone will help, someone will not help. But it is you ask, so at least someone will come up to you and try to help you out. So it is never wrong in asking the help. At the house also, I always say, ask for the help. No one, even माँ पण रोटली તમારા થાળીમાં નહીં આપે અગર એને ખબર નથી. આ પણ આપણે કહાવત કીધી છે. So in your professional life, personal life, spiritual life, any kind of life, please ask for the help. You are not going to become small or something like that. It is better that you are clear that you are actually requiring help. Help, जैसे love is a pure form रहता है, help is also accommodating each other. Help is not an exact help word अपने को बोलो, उसके भी extensions होते हैं. So that way. So then slowly when I qualified as a chartered accountant, I joined the study circle. Then I came to know that अगर हमें network बढ़ाना है, हमें अपने आप को एक level से ऊपर लेके जाना है, तो you have to connect with the people, start making network. But ये कैसे हुआ? मैंने खुद का टाइम भी डालना पड़ा. It is never like आप सिर्फ लेना चाहोगे तो सब मिलेगा. First you have to lend yourself to the universe and then it comes back to you. It may come immediately, it may come after 5 years, it may come after 10 years, it may come after 20 years. So passions level से करना है, लेकिन आपका वो गोल क्लियर होना चाहिए कि हमें कुछ एक्चुअल में अचीव करना है. या तो लाखों करोड़ों लोग जिंदा होते पैदा होते, दे हैव द लाइफ, सुबह उठे वही रूटीन, जा रहे आ रहे. तो हम हमारे जो भी ये कॉन्वर्सेशंस होते हैं उसमें बोलते हैं प्लीज मेक वन हॉबी इन योर लाइफ. जैसे दमन सर और मैं तो बहुत रिलेट करते हैं. म्यूजिक इज पैशन फॉर बोथ ऑफ अस. So he goes to his walk and he in his spare time he sings there. तो वो हमेशा चार्ज रहते हैं. बैटरी क्यों चार्ज रहती है हम लोग की? क्योंकि हम वो चीजें भी करते हैं. सी बहुत हर लोग लकी नहीं होंगे कि जो उनका पैशन है वो उनका प्रोफेशन बनेगा. Everyone cannot have that choice. Even I was जैसे I don't remember the guys, स्टीव जॉब्स होगा या कोई भी तो पर्सन रहेगा, तो उन्होंने क्या बोला कि मैंने पढ़ाई छोड़ दी और मैं ये बन गया. तो हर आदमी वैसे नहीं हो सकता. You have to understand your own limitation. The way he said, Jay also said, खुद को पहचानो. खुद की काबिलियत के हिसाब से ही तुमको मिलने वाला है. आप चाहो कुछ भी, but if you are capable of that, no sooner or later you are going to get it. But at least clarity of thought होना चाहिए, vision clear होना चाहिए और अच्छा होना चाहिए. किसी को काट के अपने को तो कभी आप बड़ा नहीं बना सकते हो. किसी का पत्ता काटोगे तो तुम बड़े हो गए, ऐसा नहीं होता. So people know what is right, what is wrong. Only thing is that they don't spell out.
Correct.
That is the whole crux of the matters. So in all, accepting invitation by Janet, she is also CFO of a company. She is having so many assignments. She is also giving lectures at so many places, and she taking out her time. And everyone participants here, बाद में भी जो देखते हैं, हम लोग ऐसे लोग हैं कि हम ये सेशन लेने वाले हैं तो नेहल बोलो, दर्शिता बोलो, दमन सबने इसके अलावा भी होमवर्क किया है. अल्पा बोलो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि ये 1 घंटा या 1.5 घंटा हम दे रहे हैं. कोई भी प्रोग्राम करने के लिए सबने अपना कीमती समय, मैं बोलती हूँ as a chartered accountant, we all know the worth of the time. We are always working on our toes. We are having deadlines. We have times. With that, if we are managing this kind of activity where everybody is getting fair share, wisdom हम share कर रहे हैं. जो मैं तो हमेशा बोलती हूँ, experience is what is the bundle of a mistake you did, and we want to stop you from doing that, or we don't want you to explore. तो हम रेडीमेड आपको आंसर दे रहे हैं कि भैया सबसे पहले खुद को आईने में उठ के प्रेस करो, प्रेम करो, फिर अपने आप का गोल बनाओ, आगे जाओ, सबके साथ अच्छे से हंस खेल के रहो, and enjoy and cherish the life, you know. So this is how I was escalated. Then क्या मैं women empowerment committee में आ गई. So then it lifted me. Then I was in practice. That also helped me a lot. Because अगर मैं जॉब में भी होता है, आप एक लेवल तक तो ऊपर जा ही सकते हो. But ultimately मेरे अंदर फियर हुआ था कि कोई मुझे लीव लेंगे तो किसी को परमिशन मांगनी है, या मुझे कुछ पर्सनल ये ग्रोथ करना है. There also limitation comes. So that was my choice. The way Janet also said, choices makes your life. You know what you choose. So I chose to be on my own, and God's grace 25 साल से as a woman entrepreneur practice में रहना अपने आप में एक achievement है. तो I'm happy.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So yes, the last question, but the most important question to Janet, that to elevate yourself, can you share the process of elevating yourself by loving yourself, please?
Yes, so I just want to share one small slide, and while I'm doing that, let me just share with you in which areas do we want to elevate or grow. You know, what is elevation? One step ahead of what you are thinking, one progression, one promotion, one level up. This is what we are thinking. So in which area? So it could be spiritually, it could be emotionally, it could be intellectually, or it could be physically also. So if I say spiritually, it means to know, yourself, you're aware of where you want to be, where you want to elevate yourself. Physically means you know what is it that you want to do and take care of your own body or physique. Emotionally is your emotional quotient with relationships with your family or challenges that you face, efforts that you take, those ones. Or intellectually probably is in your business or in your job, where you want to see that you yourself are going to grow in those in those manners. So let's look at what happens when you want to elevate your mind, but something that stops you. So who is stopping you basically? So let's ponder over what stops your mind from elevating. So if I'm saying my physical, I want to elevate on my physical, like I want to have more strength. So what is stopping me? My environment is stopping me, time is stopping me, is money stopping me, or is it somebody in my family stopping me from going to that level? So basically you have to identify which quotient of elevation is your priority today. Is it the physical one? Is it the intellectual one, which is a job, business? Generally, most of them forget the emotional quotient, but they go more for either investment, job, intellectual elevation basically. And everybody's interested ki elevation means progression only towards intellectual side, and we kind of give a little very less leverage to physical elevation or emotional elevation. I'm not touching the spiritual elevation because we are all practicing spiritual elevation, but at a very small level. Like, we may be doing meditation, we may be doing some kind of for somebody, like I mentioned, spa also is a meditation for someone, which is like insight to yourself. But we are not really there. If you see the hierarchy, the triangle, if you see, spiritual is really high up. But now we want to focus on probably intellectual elevation, physical elevation, or emotional elevation. So what stops you? Have you ever seen in cricket, it's called sledging. Have you ever seen Virat Kohli on the cricket ground? How do you find him on the cricket ground? So if he gets angry, he will show you that, his expressions are going to show you that, this has affected me, and he will even say something. I'm not demeaning him, he's very important for us. Compare him with Sachin. Have you ever seen him losing temper on the ground?
Never.
Never. There's not a single line Twitter कहीं भी देख लो, you will never find that सचिन ने कभी ऐसा कुछ बोला भी होगा या उसको उसने किसी ने और कुछ बोल दिया, some other team. तो सचिन को कुछ नहीं हुआ. He has never accepted. His mind is so clear कि my focus is my game. Sledging doesn't affect me at all. So what he is doing, he is making a choice कि मैं उसकी बात को अपने ऊपर हावी नहीं होने देता. Okay, so it's a personality basically, you know, we learn from certain personalities like, you know, Sachin. So whenever these negative thoughts that come, you know, to you, that my bad mood, or I'm grumpy, or I'm feeling like this, no one wants me, you know, around, if these kind of feelings, no, it will reflect around you. It will show कि Janet to grumpy रहती है, I don't want to be around her. Who wants to be around a person who is grumpy or not, you know, not showing any positive this, you know? So obviously people don't want to be around you. So if you want to really elevate yourself, you have to make sure that your negative thoughts are pushed down. What is gravity? Whatever you throw, it should fall down. Yes. So push it down. That is what will help you to grow. Second thing is you have to change your mindset. Now in this, what I meant to say is that you know, if you feel that I don't want to work in this company, you know, which I see, I'm in a corporate, you know, I see, and from a body language I can come to know that person is not interested, though he may try to pretend, and he is thinking that, you know, I will pretend that I am interested and I will show, but actually his body language will show that whatever is in his mind, you know, that is what will show. So you have to either change your environment or you have to change your attitude towards your work. Otherwise, you're not going to grow, because that will show around that this is what is in your mind. So you either you have to change your mindset, or you have to change your attitude towards what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to grow in that place. You have to please make sure you move out, find something else for you. You know. Then the third one is positive attitude. Now, no one will ever leave you if you are having positivity. You see Vandana, she's always loved. Nobody wants to leave her. You know, so it's like you attract more people if you're positive. If I'm smiling, people are attracted towards me. Why will somebody go when nobody's smiling? If I say good morning and I say, hi, good morning, this smile itself is enough for somebody to be attracted. No company wants to leave a person with that positive attitude, because they know this person attracts people. And because that person attracts people, people will stay with that person also. They will make sure that good resources will remain with that person, and they will also grow. So if I grow, I'm positive, I'm creating positivity. So if I hear a, you know, instance when somebody is telling me something, I will say, I don't think so much. Wait, I will tell you what you need to do. So that kind of an attitude itself, you know, shows that there are many people who will come and say, let me call Janet, you know, so kuch to positive hi bolegi. She's not going to say something negative. Even if I want to say something negative, I will say it in a positive manner. So in hotels, I remember an incident. There was a guy who, you know, people stink because, you know, from housekeeping, they're very poor people who come on contract. And that person was stinking, basically. So, you know, you won't believe what HR did. They did not go and say that, why don't you take bath? You know, your clothes are stinking, go change, you know, this is what they could have done, right? But that's Taj, where I worked, you know, and they're very hospitable people. So with all due respect, you know what that person said? They called all the housekeeping people and they said, there is a DO kept there. If there is anybody who wants, please use the DO so that you smell good when the guests come. That person was not pointed out. See the way positive speaking helps. Person was not pointed out that you are stinking. The way communication message was that guests will feel good if you smell good. This is the DO that is kept here. Please use it for yourself. So the messaging, you know, how you message it yourself, and that's how you'll attract people. In elevation, you also, what I'm saying is here, the fourth one is ask for responsibilities. Unless you ask, nobody's going to come and give it to you. It's not in your plate, you know. हम वो हमारे माता पिता नहीं है कि बेटा खाना खा लो, ये भी खा लो और सब्जी खा लो. This is not what happens in corporate. Basically, you got to ask. You have to ask for a lot of work. You have to ask. This is, so in your career progression, you should make a chart where you are saying money is important for me, my designation is important for me, and where my growth is. Growth as in not just designation, but what my profile is or where my skill is developing. Agar ye teenon mein marks, agar kahin bhi, if you feel that you're not over 2/3, then there is a problem. You shouldn't stay there, what you're doing currently. So you have to give yourself marks and say, if this is somewhere where I can ask work, and this will help me to grow, you know, in terms of my promotion or in terms of my growth, then I need to ask. And when you ask, be aware of what your skills are. Suppose I don't know international taxation, like for example, and I go and say, I want to do international taxation, please give it to me. Nobody's going to listen to you. So what you're doing, you're continuously improving and you're developing your skills as the fifth one. So when you ask these things, it's good to ask, but you need to develop yourself. So continuously, you have to make sure that I'm acquiring the skill, and that only then I can ask for responsibility, and that's the only way I can even grow. So I will end this with a very short, again, a story. I think I'm full of stories, and I don't know.
We love that.
But yeah, I want to tell you, let's see what I've written here. We let others weaken our mind by their limitations. So this is a story of a 6-year-old boy and a 10-year-old boy. And 6 and 10-year-old don't know bhai. They went to some forest, you know, and they were playing. I mean, near the village, there was a forest. They went running, and they reached a forest. And near the forest, there was a small well, and they started playing around the well. The 10-year-old brother, elder brother, fell inside the well. Okay. And the 6-year-old boy is now looking, now what do I do? So he found one rope there because it's a well, you know, and there was a bucket. So I don't know what came to his mind, but that small boy, 6-year-old boy, put that in the well, that rope in the well, and he tried to pull. He's small, so he couldn't, because he's 6-year-old, you know, and brother is 10. But the very fear that now something will happen to my brother, you know, he pulled him. Somehow he gathered strength, tied that rope to the one of the tree there, and made sure that the brother is come out. They went back to the village and they started telling the entire village like this, you know, this happened and that happened. The elder brother said, my younger brother saved me. So nobody in the village is ready to believe, because he's a 6-year-old boy. How can he lift his 10-year-old itna bade bhai ko? How can he remove from the well? Nobody's ready to believe. So there was one sarpanch, he came and he said, I believe this child. Because in your mind, had you been there at that incident, you would have told the 6-year-old boy, you can't. Whereas with all his strength, with his mind, strength is not just hand, it's mind also. He tied it to the tree and he pulled him out. With his mind, he was able to remove. So the 6-year-old also can gain that strength to elevate, to remove somebody out of the trouble. If you've seen, you know, bolte hai na ki wo mother ko bhi kahin se bhi power aa jata hai, jab waqt aa jata hai. So that's the thing, you know. So we let others weaken our mind by their limitation, because they think that the 6-year-old can't pull up the 10-year-old boy. So I will end this elevation thing with this thought.
Beautiful story. Thank you very much, Janet and Vandana, for enlightening us with beautiful thoughts and experiences of yours. Now, I would like to hand over this session to Daman Bhai to start the closure procedure.
Thank you so much. Janet Madam has given us a lot of inspiration stories.
Absolutely.
Mind में जो था उससे पूरा हिला दिया. मतलब really what we are actually thinking of everything, but not putting everything in our normal life. It is not possible, because our thought is like you said ना, कि हमारा process अलग है कि नहीं तू कैसे कर सकता है? How can you do this? So वो चीज में हम लोग पीछे रह जाते हैं. But see, our profession is different. So we are already thinking of the separate way. Or Vandana Madam, or she is always excellent, correct? Each and कोई भी बोलते ना मैदान में all rounder, कहीं भी मैदान में भेजो उसको century मार के आते हैं.
That reminds me, how was your box cricket yesterday?
It was excellent. We generally, actually, the opposite team was very younger than us, so we lost by some runs, but we got the runners up. we
So
got the
that is
trophy.
why I just mentioned this. He loves to play cricket, and I had a choice to go to witness his cricket or perform at JB Nagar or music, sing. There was a get together, so I choose between that. So this is an example I wanted to give you. In life, जो आपको अच्छा लगता है ना, वो ही आपके लिए मायने रखता है. ज्यादा करके आप जब तक वो सीखोगे नहीं ना, people will keep utilizing you. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें अपनों को भी छोड़ना है, but at the same time you should be clear कि आपको क्या अच्छा लगता है. You have to have that say ना. Thank you.
One more thing I have to add is कि मुझे जितनी ट्रॉफीज और सर्टिफिकेट जो मिला है ना, वो मेरे एकेडमिक से ज्यादा जिसमें मिला है हॉबीज में. I just like सिंगिंग और क्रिकेट, ये सब में मैं आगे बढ़ा हूँ. तो इट इज और जय भाई का एक्सलेंट जो उसने टाइम दिया अपना बीच में इन द क्या है कि वो इतना शेड्यूल्ड थे कि उसको कोई टाइम नहीं था अपना, फिर भी उसने अपना देखा है कि गार्डन में घूमते घूमते अपने साथ इतना इंटरेक्टिव और विदाउट क्या बोलते हैं एकदम पेशेंस ऑफ माइंड, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड. और उसने पूरा अपने को एक एक बात को सुटेबल कोटेशन अपने को दी है. तो आई रियली डिजर्व आस्क एवरीबॉडी आवर दर्शिता to give heartily vote of thanks to all our three panelists and moderator Nehal and all participants. Please, Darshita.
Thank you. So this is a pleasure, to give a hearty vote of thanks to the dignitaries. So I am really, wondering how joyful and happening session was this. Like from the messages which are pouring in, I must especially thank Vandana ma'am for the power which she brings, every time the session is on, and the words which she has, speaking on the love, and then especially you, the stories that you've binded, that has binded us, gelled us to sit here itself, without moving our eyes to something else. I am going to specially remember that Joe story for my whole life.
Yes.
And I'm going to, repeat it to myself every day so that I can elevate myself. Nehal, you were a fantabulous, you have done a fantabulous job. You glued, to the questions, and you made it so interesting, interactive, it was wonderful, listening to you, all of them. And, thank you, ALPA, for giving a really breathless introduction. I could really see her like a Shankar Mahadevan speaking like long, without even breathing for a moment. And thank you so much, Daman bhai. You were glued all of us together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, every single participant over here, who has given us a time, who has taken us the time and attended this. I hope this is going to be useful to you for your life, and it will help you to love yourself and elevate yourself. I'm taking too many things, and I hope everyone else is also taking so many things on the plate to remember. Thank you for this great session.
Special thanks to Jai.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Schedule coming out for us. For the participant, this will be there on a Facebook. It was a Facebook live. So later on also they can check the session. So, we will share the link to them.
Yes. One more thing which I want to, while everybody was glued up, and the session was started so melodiously. So let's, end it with so melodious word. I can't sing so very well, but I could remember one thing, to love yourself, and the one melody song which I remember is, से लगे उसे कह दो हाय हाय हाय, ऐसे ना लगे उसे कह दो बाय बाय बाय.
And to end with this, another song came in my life कि आपकी लाइफ का फंडा क्या होना चाहिए. रिश्ता दिल से दिल के एतबार का, जिंदा है हमी से नाम प्यार का. लाइक किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, जीना इसी का नाम है.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Bye for now. See you next session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Day to all. Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
हमको ये सब नहीं आता है.